I don't see the National Assembly members making any potent or cogent laws. I don't see them acting tall. Hello, what's up, guys? Your boy Cham Greasy. On today's broadcast, we want to ask, what is the function of the National Assembly, also known as the legislature or the legislative arm of government? Now, the National Assembly is also the legislative arm of government. In Nigeria, the legislatures are the senators and the House of Representatives. Together, they make up the National Assembly. We have two houses. The upper house is referred to as the House of Senate, and the lower house refers to as the House of Representatives. But you want to ask, is the National Assembly really feasible in Nigeria? Are they really functioning? The senators and the rep members, are they really functioning? Because as I already mentioned here, their primary function is to make laws and also to pass bills into law. Another function includes to remove the president, act as a watchdog to the judiciary and also to the executive. They approve the bill, they approve the budget of the nation. They also screen appointments made by the executive arm of government. For instance, appointment of ministers, the ministerial screening and all that is done by the National Assembly, and they also investigate plenary. They also ensure treaty. They bring the bonds between nations together so as to strengthen unity and international relations, amongst other functions. This is a universal function of the National Assembly or the Parliament anywhere in the world you see them. We want to ask, is this really active in Nigeria? Are the National Assembly members really living up to task? Do they act as a watchdog to the executive and the judiciary? Are they really up to task with making credible and functional laws to sustain the interest of this country for a long time? It's somehow seeming very, very right to say no at all. They don't. First and foremost, a parliamentarian is that person who have the heart of the constituents or the constituency that voted him or her into the parliament. You come out from a particular constituency and you assure your people, your constituencies or your constituents, that when you get in there, you have to represent them there. That is why you are called a representative of that constituency. But it's very, very clear or conspicuous to establish that these people only have the issue of selfishness at heart. Many of them, than the interest of the nation. They sit there, I don't see the laws they make. Parliamentarians who have the nation at heart, parliamentarians who ensures nationalism and pluralism, will always talk about the ethic of a stable economy by having a cut down wage when it comes to the day-to-day running of governmental activities. And by that you can see that in 2020 there was a COVID outbreak that affected the various walks of life in the whole world. It went down to sports, it went down to the educational sectors, it went down to the oil sector, banking sector. Everybody started making cuts and balances. People started making checks and balances, reforms and all necessary steps. But from what we see in Nigeria, the senators and the rep members don't really have the interest of the people and the nation at heart. With the current information we heard recently from China's interview, where a particular senator said that each parliamentarian or each senator takes a whopping 200 million as allocation. The luxury cars they use, in this state of abject poverty, in this state of backwardness, is baffling. They only care about their allowances and their allocations, because from what we see, even when Senator Ndume, the senator of the minority whip, aired his grievances and disturbances about the state of the nation at a particular meeting he had with Chinese television, he was quickly dismissed as the senator of the minority whip. And that's a very questionable call from the National Assembly when we watched Senator Godswill Akpabio carry out that task. Whereas we have other issues of national concern that can blow up this nation and spring anarchy within the few coming weeks or coming months. We have issues that have to do with hunger, starvation, where the populace, the citizens are crying, talking about hikes in prices, talking about the instability in the economy and all that, and that the president president went and acquired a presidential jet, not talking about the other one that is still under servicing. And we just heard the other day that the Chinese seized 3 of the presidential jets acquired by the federal government. These are issues the National Assembly were supposed to tackle, as critical as it is, but they choose to remain unforthcommunicating. They have chosen to remain lip-tightened and also disillusional. So it's just normal for a layman to just wake up and give them this act of caricature or mesmerizing stunts. It's not funny anymore. The state of the country is in jeopardy. The state of the nation is in caricature. People are always giving us a negative remark and all sort of vibes that are taunting the image of our brothers and sisters at diaspora, and it's not really good that you people will stay and be driving such exotic cars, bulletproof cars, XUVs, approving the president to buy presidential jets, presidential yacht in this period where we are transporting fuel, petrol to foreign countries and paying for the import of it. The price of rice, the price of electrical tariff, the price of transportation, everything is unbearably destructive. And you people sit down there in that parliament making, oh my God, I want to be very respectful so I don't throw a jab that will seem like an insult or become ridiculous. Let me just pass a message. Dear National Assembly members, dear parliamentarians, you people need to open your books, go back to your constitution and find out the functions that you people were necessarily assigned to. These were laws or these were outlines, functions that were guidelines. Before you started running for that particular office or that post, you should have known, you should have been a regulation, a guideline, that when you go in there, you uphold that sanity that constitute those laws. The mindset of the individuals themselves before they go in and contest or buy in various tickets for their various political parties and make their contest and all that is becoming alarming, because it's now becoming more of an issue of survival for us rather than service to the nation. They go in there and they make their official oaths and sacred declaration, and you expect them to give out their best and utmost delivery. But it's funny that we keep seeing all this. Now the nation has gotten to a stage where people are saying, do we go for restructuring or do we go for separation? Or some people talk about rerun election. I put it to you that in 2020, a certain club, Barcelona, after the COVID outbreak, had to call their players to either take a pay cut or a deferment in payment. And you see the likes of Gerard Piqué, you see the likes of Jordi Alba, you see the likes of Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez. A lot of them, the senior players, they had to take pay cuts or they had to defer their payments. That is what you call selfless service to your club. When you deliver selflessly, the fan, they applaud you. The citizens will applaud you. You stay at the heart. Do you understand? But in this case, it is all clear that you people only care about your stomach infrastructure, your family survival.